Welcome back to the channel, Guardians. Sorry for the lack of content of late. Lots of birthdays, including my 30th to get through, but we are back with a review of the most interesting exotics of launched with Lightfall, the Raid Shotty, Conditional Finality. We will break down what it's capable of in PvP and PvE, plus much more. Blood, sweat and tears go into the making of my videos, so if you do find it useful at any point throughout its duration, feel free to drop a like on it. Let's begin. Conditional Finality is the Root of Nightmare's exotic shotgun that can drop from defeating Nezarec. If you're lucky like me and got it in the first couple of attempts, good on ya. It's a very unique weapon that functions like an aggressive shotgun with insane handling, meaning it has fast swapping. It only has 2 rounds in the mag, but has one of the most unique exotic perks in the game, paracausal pellets. Landing most of the pellets of a round on a target will cause it to either freeze or explode, depending on which round is fired. Firing the first round will cause stasis freeze, whilst the second round will cause solar ignition. In endgame content, where champions are present, this gun can absolutely ruin unstoppable champions. Freezing them and shattering them with the second round will stun them, and then they will take the full ignition damage, reload, rinse and repeat. It's hilarious to use. If used correctly, it can also immobilize barrier champions too, freezing them, reloading, using a rocket or anything of the kind, and quickly freezing them again will stop them from putting their barrier shields up. This weapon may not be a DPS option, but it's a very strong ad controller and can stop tankier combatants in their tracks, whilst the ignition capabilities of this weapon can clear an entire room of ads with one shot. The unfortunate thing about this weapon is that, in order to get the ignition round, you need to first use your stasis round. Whilst the stasis freeze round is cool and all, it really doesn't make this weapon unique. A cool idea for a future catalyst would be probably to allow to switch between rounds. For example, holding down X on an Xbox controller would swap the stasis round with the ignition round. How's that sound, peeps? Let me know in the comments. As already mentioned, the stasis round is not really going to make or break this weapon, and for that reason alone, there is no point setting up stasis subclasses to synergize with this weapon. Warlocks have the better freeze builds, such as Ozomancy turrets, but arguably there are better exotics for stasis builds, such as Aegis Scepter, or even the new exotic bow, Burglar's Curve. On the other hand, solo builds can take full advantage of the ignitions. We have, however, reached the midway point of this video. Are you still with me? Great. Slap that like button if you're enjoying the content and subscribe. We are so close to making you 2 partner. You can take full advantage of the second round of this shotty by pairing it with solo subclasses. Personally, I use it with our Ahamkara Hunter build and it's pretty nuts. I'll leave a dim link in the description. The only problem with this weapon when pairing it with a solo build is that the stasis round needs to be used or wasted before getting to the igniter, meaning the ammo economy is a little bit poorer. This weapon doesn't reload 1 pellet at a time, it functions like the duality shotgun, instant clip reload. Nonetheless, it's still very strong. The best fragments for your solo warlock, hunter or titan builds to pair with this shotty are as follows. Ember of Char will allow your ignitions to spread scorch to surrounding targets. This is a must-have for endgame content, as ignitions will cause chain ignitions when using scorch grenades, melees, or weapons that roll incandescent. Talking of grenades, blistering will grant grenade energy on ignition kills too, especially potent with the build I'm using. I regularly get my trip mine grenade back when using this shotgun. Eruption will increase the area of effect of your ignitions, allowing you to wipe out entire rooms of enemies. Finally, although I don't use it, you can slot the Wonder Fragment, which will generate orbs of power when using ignition kills, great for team play and generating orbs for you and your fire team. In PvE, this shotty slaps. If you have still not unlocked this weapon, you may want to consider starting to get those triumphs for the raid done to increase your chances to attain it. It's well worth the pain. Moving on to the PvP side of this video, as mentioned at the beginning of this video itself, it functions similar to an aggressive frame, having the same impact. Whilst its range stat is poor, meaning its effective range will not allow you to map players, its handling is absolutely S tier, meaning if you are getting rushed, you will have no problem at all swapping to your finality. It feels very consistent thanks to the handling stat, and of course, the exotic perk works in PvP too. If you manage to land the full spread, you can freeze or ignite guardians. Its lack of range does mean that in 1v1 scenarios against god-rolled legendaries and slugs you will lose out. Regardless, it is still a good option, just don't rush in with it. This weapon is one of a kind and gets a solid 4 out of 5 on the alchemist scale. It doesn't get a 5 out of 5 due to the inability to switch rounds, which hopefully will be addressed in a future update via a catalyst or a rework. That's it for this video, peeps. I hope you enjoyed it. Next up, we will be taking a look at the iterative loop fusion rifle. It's just got a buff in PvP also, so we'll be visiting both the PvP and PvE god rolls. If you found this video informative at all, please drop a like for that algorithm and subscribe for future content. This was Plasma Alchemist. Your viewership is much appreciated. Until next time, see you later.